Judas, the self-proclaimed ruler of the elements, surveyed his dominion with cold, calculating eyes. His source of power, meteorites that rained havoc upon the earth, pulsed with an eerie green light. This was Archon, a substance as alluring as it was deadly. With a flick of his wrist, Judas commanded the wind, lightning crackling at his fingertips. He was a force of nature, twisted and corrupted by his insatiable hunger for power. The meteorites, drawn to Earth by Judas's dark magic, scarred the planet like open wounds. They bled Archon, a viscous black goo that seeped into the very lifeblood of the world. Forests withered and died, rivers ran black and stagnant, the air thick with a cloying metallic stench. Humans, too, were not immune to Archon's corrosive touch. The goo infected their minds, twisting their thoughts, amplifying their darkest desires. It turned neighbor against neighbor, friend against friend, sowing discord and despair wherever it spread. Judas reveled in the chaos he had wrought. The fear of the populace was music to his ears, their suffering a testament to his absolute power. From his obsidian tower he watched as the world crumbled beneath his reign, a cruel smile playing on his lips. Amara, a young historian, stumbled upon an ancient tome hidden deep within a forgotten library. Its pages whispered of a time before Judas when life flourished. It spoke of a dark wizard who succumbed to forbidden power. Archon, the source of his power, devastated the world. It hinted at a way to defeat Judas and heal the land. Amara devoured the tome's contents, her heart pounding. She couldn't ignore this call to action. The world was dying, and she was determined to stop it. Her fingers traced the faded ink, memorizing every clue. It was a dangerous path, but the only one worth taking. The fate of the world rested on her shoulders. Word of Amara's discovery spread quickly, carried on the whispers of the wind, passed from person to person under the cover of darkness. Soon, she found herself at the heart of a fledgling rebellion, a beacon of hope in a world shrouded in despair. The rebellion was a motley crew, united by their hatred of Judas and their desire for a better world. There were farmers whose lands had withered and died, their families driven to starvation. There were healers who struggled to mend bodies and minds ravaged by Archon. There were soldiers who had grown weary of fighting for a cause they no longer believed in. Amara, with her knowledge of the ancient tome, quickly became their leader, their strategist, their voice of hope. She rallied them with tales of the world before Judas, a world bathed in sunlight and brimming with life. She spoke of the ancient prophecy, the one that foretold Judas's downfall, and ignited a spark of defiance in their hearts. Together they planned and trained, scavenging for weapons, forging alliances, preparing for the day they would confront Judas and his forces of darkness. They were outmatched, outgunned, but they had one thing Judas didn't: hope. And in a world consumed by darkness, hope was the most powerful weapon of all. Section 4. Betrayal and Capture. The rebellion, led by Amara, launched daring raids against Judas's strongholds. They disrupted supply lines and freed prisoners, but their success was short-lived. A trusted lieutenant betrayed them to Judas. He revealed their hideouts and plans. Judas unleashed his fury upon them. Amara barely escaped the chaos. She watched her comrades fall. Grief threatened to consume her. The fate of the rebellion rested on her shoulders. She fled into the night, pursued by Judas's forces. She knew she couldn't outrun them forever. She had to find a way to defeat Judas and heal the world. Section 5. The Final Confrontation. Amara, weary and wounded but unbroken in spirit, found herself cornered in the ruins of an ancient temple, the air thick with the stench of Archon and the sound of approaching enemy. Nowhere left to run, no hope of escape. This was it, the final stand. Suddenly a surge of power coursed through her, the ancient symbols etched into the temple walls, symbols she recognized from the tome, bathing her in an ethereal light. The knowledge contained within the tome, knowledge she had so carefully committed to memory, flooded her mind, unlocking a power she never knew she possessed. She turned to face her pursuers, her eyes blazing with newfound determination, her body crackling with energy. The ground trembled beneath her feet, the air thrumming with raw power. She was no longer just Amara, the historian. She was the embodiment of the champion destined to defeat Judas and break his hold on their land.